What's up, everybody? Julian Hall here. Another episode of Ultrapreneur TV. Hashtag Ultra TV. Hashtag Ask Ultra. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about was a couple of days ago, I was invited by an event set up by the Ministry of Justice and the London London Probation Rehabilitation Company and the Howard League for Penal Reform to talk about how, when I get my stuff sorted, guys, this will stop happening. To talk about how entrepreneurship can be used to prevent offending and young offenders and re-offenders, 18 to 25. So the reason why this was, quite pertinent to me is because I've, over the years, actually, deliberately or undeliberately, if that's the word, undeliberately, worked with a number of young offenders, right? So I kind of get where they're coming from. I kind of understand, the life cycle of kind of what they go through. And it's clear, I mean, we've all known this for years, right? But it's clear that a lot of young people that offend do drugs and crime and all this kind of stuff, a lot of them are really actually quite entrepreneurial. We all know this. I wouldn't be the first person to have gone into prisons and spoken to young people about how to be entrepreneurial. There are TED Talks on the topic about how criminals are really great entrepreneurs and stuff. And so it was quite a good discussion. And essentially I brought up a couple of points. I said, well, look, these young people, their aspirations are set really high. So you need to be able to meet their aspirations, and their aspirations are really entrepreneurial. So you need entrepreneurs to be able to help guide them through the process of what real life entrepreneurship is. I know there's lots of organizations out there who are set up to help young people find opportunities and stuff, but I know a lot of those organizations are struggling for funding. But on the flip side, there are trusts and foundations who are sitting on tens of millions of pounds, right? So I suggested that companies like London CRC and others should actually do the administrative work of setting up the bids and actually just targeting those enterprises. Targeting those enterprises who can actually do the delivery work, the guys who can actually speak to these young people and not burden them with the administrative overload of writing bids and grants and all this kind of stuff, right? So that's how I think the bridge can be the gap can be bridged between the people who have the skill set to actually deliver the work and the funding to be able to do that. I explained that entrepreneurship is a great way to reinforce academics, because as much as we see examples of entrepreneurs who didn't get a degree or have no GCSEs or whatever, I mean, the entrepreneurs in the real world know that a lot of the entrepreneurs who are out there competing are actually pretty well educated, and if they're not, they're in the process of continuous professional development, so they're always educating themselves anyway. So, and you try and write a business plan, cash flow forecast, try and do a presentation without having your core academics in place. It's a difficult thing to do, right? Even to apply for funding, all this kind of stuff, just the mechanics, what I call the mechanics of business. You do need to have a level of academics behind you. So I believe it reinforced that. But also I said that there needs to be early intervention. So if you identify a young person who is, not engaging with with academics or engaging with society, someone needs to step in, and someone needs to step in who they aspire to potentially be like. A lot of whom are entrepreneurs. Step in and speak to these young people, because they'll probably listen to them more than they'll listen to their teachers or their probation officers or whoever. Not because we're going to say anything radically different, but because they see us in a different light. They don't see us as part of the establishment or the enemy. They see us as somebody who they would one day like to aspire to be like. So that was it. It got a good response, so I'm hoping that there will be some follow through on all of that stuff, because I really do believe that the probation guys are doing great work, but I think that work could be augmented supplemented and supported by entrepreneurs who kind of get where some of these aspirational young people are coming from, and to help them along their way. And just as a note, you might ask, am I going to keep doing videos whilst I'm driving? And the reason why I probably am while I'm driving or walking is because it just feels easier. If I'm moving around, like if there's movement, then I can talk more easily. So that's what it is. Anyway, that's Julian Hall, episode 2, season 1, Ultrapreneur TV. If you want to ask me a question, if you've got an idea that you want me to run with, then just hit me up in the comments, in the posts. I'm out. Peace.